off YouTube. Setups, don't forget setups. Yeah, absolutely, Banana. Don't forget setups. Don't forget setups. And we're about to go racing. Remember, guys, you can use your points, your sound alerts, and all that stuff. But here we go again. Oh, shoot. Battery's running out on the... Oh, 1 second. We are on formation lock. It's very quick bringing up. Good luck, Who Kid. Absolutely. Here we go. So we are going racing once more. If you want to watch the racing better quality, we are live on YouTube Formula 7 Racing. But we are also live on Kick, on Twitch, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube as well. What is that? What does high CPU usage mean? And then it comes up 40.2% used. What does that mean? Never had that message before. Yeah, does it matter though, Banana, if it's using 40% or something like that? Is it supposed to use like 100% or something? Right, here we go. We are lining up for the race. It's about time we got on the grid. I hope to God my telemetry stays. XD Paco lines up, DSQ for Duffy Jr. He tried to do what he did last time and put his Ferrari right over to the left-hand side, but this is it here in Bahrain for event 3 at Formula 7 Racing. They're all lining up again. Here we go. Please don't say it's done again. Here we go, this is it. And it's 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. XD Paco did get a good start. Oh, Dennis is onto the grass already. He's getting swallowed up by Aston, Sean, Banner, Brandon, Nave Clark. They are all through on Dennis. The Belgian driver is on the outside of the RB. Banner, Brandon, Who Kid, and XD Paco squabbling for the lead. And at the back is the 2 Ferraris. Kevin Gamer is through on Mr. Reese, who's got Twitch, Caxel, and B right on his tail. You've got Bananarama that is through on Dennis wheel to wheel. The Alpine goes up the inside. The Belgium versus the Scotsman. Don Dedge just watching on. And B right is at the back. A fixtures now in the Aston Martin. That's what threw me off. Dennis is down 4 places. And it's Banana who's trying to make another move Don Dedge on the Scotsman. The Nigerian driver goes up to P8 and he's through. Hukid is all over the back of XD Paco. The Mercedes on the rear diffuser of the Alpine as they come out of turn 10 down towards 11. High CPU isn't good. That is B right there, front. Twitch Caxel, there's the Ferrari. Kevin Gamer, wow. Very squirrely there. You've got Twitch Caxel at the back. Bjorn McQueen in the Red Bull. He's down 2 places, down to P13. But Dennis down 4 off the starting grid. Hukid is half a second behind XD Paco. Remember, all the Tier 1 drivers have got a mandatory 2-stop strategy. Doesn't matter though, it won't do anything if I'm using 41% of my CPU, will it, Luke? Banter Brandon here. The DRS will be enabled this lap. Here we go. Oh, that is CRE Gore that's been overtaken by Duffy and Bjorn. You've also got Dennis on Nave Clark. The Alpine goes up the inside of the McLaren. Banana also goes up the inside of Don Dedge and CRE Gore on the Ferrari, but he loses the back end and now B Right is through. Banana and Don Dedge having a great little tussle here, and the Sauber driver, who we will be racing with next season, both silver drivers in season 10, and that is Banana back up the inside. Great racing. A Fixter also taking part in this, and the Aston Martin driver goes up the inside. Don Dedge just holding on, and these two getting acquainted with each other before next season. Remember, DRS is now enabled. The overtakes are about to come thick and fast here in Bahrain. So half a second, Dennis is to Nave Clark, but he will get that DRS. It's extremely close. Hukid needs to stay within a second of XD Paco. He does not want to lose that 1 second. Mr. Reese is through on Duffy. Down towards turn 11. B Right, Twitch Caxel, CRE Gore and Kevin Gamer. So Hukid has stayed within that second, and B Right is through on Duffy Jr. up the inside, and the Ferrari driver just goes off track. The Sauber not giving him the room, and Duffy goes back through. Did he get a warning? Will he have to let the Sauber driver back through? I think he does. Yeah, he's backing out, and he had to let him back through. Hukid did get DRS on B Right, so did Asters. Here comes Banter Brandon. What about Dennis on Nave Clark, the McLaren driver? Once more, he did get the DRS. No, he didn't open the rear wing. And Don Dedge, A Fixter, they are all onto it. Duffy on the back of Twitch Caxel. You remember, you'll get DRS up towards turn 4 as well. Yeah, mandatory 2-stop for the Tier 1 drivers, the quicker drivers. Bjorn and Mr. Reese, the Sauber and the RB, the two sister cars. And Bjorn does go through. Mr. Reese having to back out there. Dennis is through on Nave Clark, the Alpine and the McLaren. Look at this aerial shot. Nave Clark trying to come back at him as they go down towards turn 9 and 10. They slam on the brakes, hug the apex. The McLaren takes a wider line to try and get a better exit out of turn 10 with that DRS enabled. The McLaren all over the rear diffuser of the Alpine. Now here he comes. This is where he'll make his move. Nave Clark, DRS enabled, but wasn't able to get past. It is a tricky part of the circuit, and drivers can hold on to it. Sean up to P4. He is on the back of Asters, the Irishman, in the podiums currently. Banter Brandon in the RB is there. He's 3.5 clear of Dennis. Duffy with that 3-second time penalty. What about B Right on Mr. East? B Right down into P14. He's not making the progress that he would have liked at the moment. But remember, it is a 2-stop strategy here in Bahrain. Oh, and that's the Red Bull that goes out and onto the gravel, and he did really well to keep it out the wall. Nave Clark is into the pit lane. Right, he knows he's going for a 2-stopper, so he's going for that early stop onto the mediums. This could be a brilliant strategy for the McLaren, because he's got to think about the other Tier 1 drivers. There goes Banter Brandon on Sean. The RB goes up the inside of the Williams. He's not going to let him go, though. He's going to hang on for as long as possible. Will he come back up the inside, the Williams driver? Wheel to wheel, side by side. The RB has a little slip, and Sean goes through. Thank you very much, says him. Down towards turn 8, and the Williams back in front of the RB. What about Twitch Caxel on B Right? B Right probably not expecting him to be there. Mr. East now up to P11 with that pit stop of Nave Clark. Banana on the back of Yormon. Yormon having a great race in that Aston Martin up to P7. So what can the McLaren do? Here comes Hukid on the back of XD Paco. the two leaders, the Mercedes and the Alpine. A Fixter through on Dondej for now. Dondej will come back up the inside of A Fixter. The Aston and the Sauber go around at turn 12 into turn 13, but it is Dondej that stays behind. Banner Brandon, after getting overtaking Sean and then losing the position. Here comes Hukid on XD Paco into the slipstream. That rear wing is open. This could be the opportunity that Hukid's been waiting for. No, backs out for now. Banner Brandon is through on Sean. And Asters is now back within DRS range of the front two. Could Hukid do it here with that DRS enabled once more? Up towards turn 3. B-right is from Mr. Reese, Jornborn and Banana. The Aston Martin of Jornborn stays in front of the McLaren. CRE Corey is through on Duffy, but Duffy comes back at him. The Ferrari of CRE Corey is off the track and onto the gravel for the Mercedes. B-right and Mr. Reese. And that is Mr. Reese that is hanging on. B-right in the Sauber, coming back at the RB. Yellow flags are waving, and CRE Corey is back onto the gravel. Nave Clark goes through on Kev Gamer, and the McLaren drivers up to P16 after that pit stop. B-right, Twitch Caxel all over the back of Mr. Reese. He's not going to make their day easy for them. They'll have to work for what they want. Twitch Caxel on B-right. What about Hukid? We are on lap 5 of 29. They are starting to pull away. You got to remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are all Tier 1 drivers. They will all have to pit again, but they are 4.5 seconds clear of Jornborn, who's the leader of the Tier 2 drivers. And Hukid is through on XD Paco, and the Mercedes driver is now your race leader on lap 5. Sean is also through on Banter Brandon, getting that position back. In towards turn 1 we go. He tries the old switcheroo. Can XD Paco get back on Hukid, or can he hold on for the moment? The Mercedes driver doing enough to hold off the Alpine. Banter Brandon, Bjorn McQueen is through on Duffy Jr. The Ferrari goes later on the brakes though to go around the outside of the Red Bull. Slots back in behind him. Great overtake by Bjorn. Here comes the McLaren and the Aston once more. Jornborn still attacking Banana. And that is great for the Tier 1 drivers who are on the two-stop strategy. B-right is also through on Mr. Reese. Banter Brandon and Sean getting acquainted with each other once more. Sean goes down the inside. Banter Brandon around the outside. He'll switch it back up the inside of turn 10. That DRS will be enabled. He is very close to the back of that Williams though. But he doesn't use any of his battery. He's patient. He's waiting. He's biding his time. And that's Hukid that goes off the track. And XD Paco goes through. Hukid is now down to P3. He made a mistake, but he's still there inside the DRS range. And he's still in the podiums at the moment for the Mercedes driver. But a slight mistake, and it's cost him 2 positions. Them softs starting to rub off. Bjorn McQueen has been overtaken by Duffy, but the Red Bull driver comes back out the Scarlet Ferrari. And up the inside, oh, he does ride the curb slightly and nearly loses the back end. Hukid, look at this. Look at the line that Hukid's taking. The Mercedes showing what kind of driver he is. And that is Dennis into the pit lane in the Alpine. That is Banter Brandon back through on Sean. That is A Fixter through on his teammate of Jornborn and Dennis, because they are both in the pits. Dondej is through. Remember, these Tier 1 drivers all getting the pit stop out of the way. Jornborn is not a Tier 1 driver, so I'm surprised that he's going on to the mediums. I thought he would have gone on to the hards and tried to get to the end of the race. So, interesting strategy for Jornborn. He's essentially committing himself to the two-stopper. Nave Clark has undercut Dennis in the Alpine. What a strategy from Nave Clark. He's up to P14 and the two-stopper is going his way. We've not had a single DNF yet on lap 7, which is brilliant. Bjorn McQueen is back through on Duffy. Astis is 1.2 behind XD Paco, and now he has Hukid on his tail. He's probably frustrated that Astis has lost that DRS to XD Paco when Hukid was doing so well to stick with him. So he'll just want to use that DRS, get past Astis, and probably try and catch up to XD Paco at this point. Out of turn 13 they go, down towards turn 14. He will wait for that DRS straight. The Mercedes AMG Petronas driver on the Red Bull Oracle driver in towards turn 14 and 15. He's super close to that Red Bull. DRS will be enabled. He's not even got the DRS yet, but he's already going through. And he'll also eat away at that time in front to XD Paco. Sean is through on Banter Brandon, who goes into the pit lane. Hookid narrows it down to 1.1. Bjorn McQueen has just had a mistake and he's lost the position to Duffy and a second. Banter Brandon going for that pit stop. Remember, mandatory 2-stop for the Tier 1 drivers. Mr. Reese is through on Twitch Caxel, who goes into the pit lane. Astor's now back on Hookid, who wants that DRS on XD Paco. Wants to regain the position that he was in after that mistake going into turn 11. Duffy Jr. up to P10. Nate Clark and Dennis going at it once more, and Dennis is through. Remember, Nate Clark went for the undercut, and Dennis is on the hard compound tyres, so I do think Nate Clark is in a decent position here. Remember, he's gone for the early 2-stop, and he's still got the hard to use in this race. So it's not all over for him. Brilliant stuff. So, XD Paco leads. Duffy Jr. on the back of Banter Brandon. Banter Brandon's got a nice little gap to everyone at the moment. And Dave Clark on Dennis Hookid, now 1.5 behind XD Paco. I think Hookid could go for the undercut here and try and catch up to... Oh, they've all pitted. A-Fixer is through on Banana, the Aston Martin driver on the McLaren. But Sean, Astor's, Hookid and XD Paco are all into the pits. Remember, A-Fixer and Banana do not need to do that mandatory 2-stop. They started on the mediums. It's a great strategy. A-Fixer is your race leader on lap 9. But for how long? Here comes Banana. They need to work together here. A-Fixer goes out wide. Banana stays with him. Remember, the McLaren driver on the hard compounds. Mr. Reese is into the podiums. B-Rise into P4, but not yet to pit. XD Paco in the Alpine. Hookid can catch up to him whilst they're involved in this traffic. A-Fixer goes up the inside of Bananarama. And the McLaren driver down to P2. Only briefly. He's back up to P1 and through on the Aston Martin. They need to help each other out here. They're about 5 seconds clear of the Tier 1 drivers. So, they're going to be on level playing field shortly, these. That's the good thing about the Tier 1s having to do a 2-stopper. Hookid really wanted... Sorry, guys. Hookid really wanted to get through that traffic with XD Paco, or at least get him held up. Hookid up to P5. Thierry Gorey has retired, and I think that is in the pit lane. It is. I think he had a collision, didn't he? So that is it for the Mercedes driver. Really unfortunate for Thierry Gorey. Hookid goes out wide. He knows he can't overtake Reese there. And XD Paco has already narrowed the gap down to 2.5 seconds to Banana and A-Fixter, who are currently 1-2. Here comes Hookid. He's got the grip coming out of turn 14 and 15. The Mercedes driver, Bjorn, has been overtaken by Nate Clark before the DRS. Was that a sensible move? Hookid is from Mr. Reese down towards turn 1. The Mercedes driver on the RB. And he's up to P4. Sean is through on Banter Brandon. Duffy speeding into the pit lane. Hookid picks up a 3-second. Nate Clark, Dennis is through on Bjorn. Here comes Dennis up the inside, and Nate Clark goes really deep there, does the Alpine. Did he get damage? So, that was a late lunge by Dennis, but I don't think he's got damage, so he's okay at the moment. But they have lost a lot of time to Banter Brandon and Sean in front. A-Fixter and Banana have now been caught up by XD Paco. Guys, Aston's from B right. Gamer picks up a 10-second. XD Paco is through on A-Fixter. And Aston's is through on B right. And now he's got Mr. Reese in front of him. What about Jornborn on Bjorn? Here comes the Aston Martin on the Red Bull down towards turn 11. And the Aston Martin driver is through on the Red Bull. What about Aston's on Mr. Reese? XD Paco on Banana, and XD Paco, who pitted for the softs again, by the way. No wonder he's absolutely rapid. He will move back into the lead. Asters goes from Mr. Reese. B. Wright is now into the pit lane, and Banter Brandon goes through. Dennis on Nave Cart. These two have had a great tussle in the opening 11 laps. 18 to go. They've still got to do another mandatory pit stop, but so has every other driver now. So XD Paco is in the lead, but every driver on the grid has to pit, so he's basically accounted for that extra pit stop now. Don Dedge on B right. You don't see that every day, and the Nigerian will be loving that. Getting past the three-time world champion. And that is Sean going through on Mr. Reese. Banter Brandon will be next. Says, thank you very much. Sean says, I'm not getting involved in that. And it's probably best he doesn't. Sorry, Mr. Reese. And he led his teammate through Banter Brandon. Dennis 9.5 behind, but he has Nath Clark on his tail. They are losing a lot of time to the drivers in front. So, Who Kid on a fixture. And he will have a look up the inside of the Aston Martin, and that is a very clean and crisp move from the Mercedes driver. Very nicely done from him. And I don't think he'll get DRS on Banana, so he might have left himself open for an attack from the Aston Martin, but with the grip that Who Kid's got, he'll probably use his battery. He won't want to lose the position again to the Aston Martin and have to do all that hard work. Who Kid might even get DRS on Banana. Did he hit the line? We'll see. He is inside DRS range, but I don't think he was. No, at the detection zone. Mr. Reese picks up a 3 second. What about Twitch Caxel on the back of Yawn Bomb? Who Kid on Banana. This is next in his targets. And look at that switcheroo from Who Kid on the McLaren. That was gorgeous. That was brilliant. But Banana goes late on the brakes, and look at that. Up the inside goes Who Kid. Very clever. Racing IQ of the highest standards from Who Kid. And now it's a sprint race down towards turn 11 between the McLaren and the Mercedes. Banana will go the long way round. Who Kid up the inside. In towards turn 11, through turn 12. Still nothing to separate them. Who Kid will have to slot back in behind the Papaya McLaren. And the Mercedes AMG will have to go again. Sean is through on a fixture, but back on board with Who Kid and the McLaren of Banana. Still, they squabble for position. Oh, and they've crashed into the wall. Goes Who Kid and Banana. A huge collision that could have easily brought out the safety car. Banana is still in P5. Did he get damaged? He's got a missing end plate. Who Kid is back into the pit lane. He's retired. That is it for the Mercedes, who's having a really good race. A fixture is into the pits. Banana will have to pit. He's got no end plate. And I don't know who was at fault for that, but I don't even know how that happened. 80 subscriber Prime, 21 months. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Nice one, mate. So, a fixture into the pits. Don Dedge has been overtaken now by his teammate. But what happened there between Who Kid and Banana? Yawnbon on the back of Twitch Caxo. Mr. Reese is from Banana, who's got that missing end plate. He's got damage. Yellow flags are waving everywhere now. So the Aston Martin driver trying to make a move on the Williams of Twitch Caxel. 16 to go. And he doesn't make the move. He's patient, Twitch Caxel. He will make the move now with that DRS though, and that's why he was patient. So the Williams on the Aston Martin. You've got Asters in the Red Bull on the Williams of Sean. He'll get the DRS. He's only 4 tenths behind him. And here goes the Red Bull on the Williams, and into P2 goes the Irishman. The Irish driver now up to P2. What about Nate Clark? He's throwing his teammate. It's Banana. Banana, yeah, does go into the pit lane. He won't want to speed him. And that is your... Oh, Banana retired. both drivers to retire from this Grand Prix midway through. And that is it for Banana. Remember, the race winner and driver of the day receive a Discord profile picture decoration. That is Nate Clark into the wall. The McLaren came out the pits, and how has he lost it there? Is he still on old tyres? Yeah. 10 lap old medium. Safety car is out. So he crashed it into the wall, and the safety car is out, and it will bring all the drivers back into play. He did hook it, and Banana retired too early. So safety car is out. This is good for some of the drivers. If I was Kevin Gamer, when these drivers in front of him pit, I would stay out for another lap and then pit the next lap after so that I can unlap myself. Because all of these drivers surely go into the pits. Yeah, every single driver will go into pits. So if I was Kevin Gamer, I would stay out here and try and get past XD Pack, or maybe XD Pack even lets him through. And then I'd pit the next lap, so then I've unlapped myself. That's what I would do if I was Kevin Gamer. Yeah, he's going to be able to unlap himself. He just needs to stay out here. He needs to stay out and he can unlap himself. That's it. Yeah, he just needs to get past XD Pack when he's unlapped himself. There we go. Very nicely done. Kevin Gamer is back in this race with that safety car out. He can go all the way back round now and get back in. So XD Paco leads to Sean to Astor's. Banter Brandon, Mr. Reese double stacking. Dennis is in the pits as well. Twitch Caxel, B right, A Fixter is staying out on them hard compounds. He not long pitted either, which is really frustrating for him. But he's up to P5. The two Saubers are pitting, and they double stacked, and I think that might have cost B right a little bit of time. The two Ferraris are also... No, they're not. Sorry, Kevin Gamer was just unlapping himself. Nate Clark, who brought out the safety car, is now in P12 and on fresh tyres. So, still all to play for here in Bahrain. We are just over the midway point. 15 laps, 14 to go. So what an interesting race. It's been a good Grand Prix. What was the pole time? 1:26.1, I think, something like that. Oh, 1:20, yeah, something like that. So remember, Astor's has that time penalty, so does Mr. Reese. Remember, Hookin and Banana, after that huge collision, are out of the Grand Prix, which is really frustrating for them, especially considering the safety car came out. So guys, I'm just having a look at the point of views of the drivers. Yeah, we do, don't we? We do need to replay the incident. I'll try and get a replay of the incident on as soon as I've got both point of views. I need to start doing them replay things. And just save the latest replay. But yeah, I might start doing that. If we see an incident, just quick replay it, save the last 30 seconds, and then bring it back up on stream. In fact, I'll do it now. What? Yeah. Oh, that's it. Oh. Mm. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, I know. No. Right, let me bring up this incident. Safety car's been out for a while, hasn't it? What are we bringing up? A media file. It's media file. So this was on the point of view. Of Hookid in the Mercedes. So let's bring that back up. So this was the point of view of Hookid. He's coming down the straight. They're just hitting the line, and the Mercedes could have been out wider, and Banana definitely shouldn't have lifted or braked there. He shouldn't have lifted off. He shouldn't have braked, especially that early to try and get the DRS. But also the Mercedes is really close there. Yeah, a bit silly that. A bit silly. Okay. Here we go. XD Paco gets us back underway on the safety car restart. Oh, that is Twitch Caxel that's made a mistake and he's lost so many positions. Don Dedge is now through. Gamer is nearly caught up. He had a lot of laps to do so, and he's nearly back with the pack. Don Dedge beyond McQueen. It is getting tasty at the back. Duffy goes up the inside, pushes off Twitch Caxel. Nave Clark goes through Bjorn and Don Dedge. Don Dedge comes through the Nigerian on the Red Bull. Mr. Reese in the RB on the inside of A Fixter. These two having an absolutely cracking race. I think Mr. Reese and A Fixter have both won Driver of the Day in the first two events and both won Discord decoration pictures. And I tell you what, had they not have already won it, they would be in for it again. Dennis on A Fixter, what a move that was. Banner Brandon on Asters. Dennis trying to hold off the Aston Martin driver. Nave Clark on Yornborn. The Aston Martin on the McLaren, trying to stay in front. Nave Clark will use the old switcheroo out of turn 10 to try and get the move done with 11 laps to go. Hookid leaves the session. Really unfortunate for him. Yornborn around the outside. Nave Clark up the inside. He'll try and look for a way through. Be right on A Fixter. They have a good relationship, these two, and I'm sure they'll keep it clean. Be right goes into the back of the Aston Martin driver, and he will try and make the move. And here comes the Sauber on the Aston Martin. DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap. Be right will go up the inside and into P7. Does the Sauber. And DRS is now enabled. Sean is in P2, incredibly. Here comes Dennis on Mr. Reese. And he will get the move done. No, he won't. The Alpines had to back out because Mr. Reese is absolutely on fire. Nate Clark is through on Jornbon. Jornbon goes back up the inside. Nate Clark's had some amazing battles this evening. I don't even think he races in F7 anymore either. But he's had some cracking battles. Dennis is through on Mr. Reese, the Alpine. Can Mr. Reese do the old switcheroo? The RB comes back at him. And that is Don Deadson is through on Duffy. The Sauber on the Ferrari under the lights here in Bahrain. What about Banter Brandon on Sean? These two have been going at it pretty much all race. And Banter Brandon slams on them brakes. He will get that DRS on the back of the Williams. A little snap from the Williams driver. And now here comes the RB. He'll get the DRS. Will he get the move? He's going to go up the inside in towards turn 11. The RB is through and Banter Brandon is into P2. Nothing Sean can do about it. Asters is starting to catch up. XD Paco, I think we've done 2 events already. And I'm not sure XD Paco's actually won any of them, which is unbelievable. So he might even win this one and get that Discord decoration. Down up the inside goes Sean. Banter Brandon slams on the brake. DRS chicken. We already seen what happens when you play DRS chicken. So here comes Banter Brandon up the inside of Sean. The Williams moves over to the left. Banter Brandon stays to the right. He'll make the move. And now here comes Asters as well. And a cheeky little move from Asters maybe. Mr. Reese on Dennis. What about A fixed on B right? He's trying to stay with him. Nate Clark. Jornbon up the inside of the McLaren. Goes for a late lunge. Nearly taps the papaya. Duffy is still on the back of Bjorn. These two are having a fantastic tussle at the back. Bjorn and Duffy. These two will be racing against each other next season in Tier 3, so they are getting acquainted with each other. Jornbon on Nate Clark once more. So all the pit strategies have been complete, I think. Yep, so all the Tier 1 drivers have done 2 stops, even some drivers that are not in Tier 1. Mr. Reese and A Fixed are the only drivers to do a 1 stop. They've got 9 laps to go. If another safety car came out or something like that, I think A Fixter and Mr. Reese, who have done 1 stops, will be in a strong position. So Sean is still on the back of Banter Brandon. That is Don Deadson is through on Twitch Caxel, who's made a huge mistake. And Don Dead's just picking up the scraps at the back. Does have Bjorn and Duffy on the back of him now. So Twitch Caxel, we've not seen him on the grid for a while, and he's just a little bit wet behind the ears. He is just trying to get back into that form that he found in Season 9. And now here comes Sean up the inside. The Williams driver on the RB. He backs out. He lays it off the pedal. He's waiting for that DRS. Nate Clark has been overtaken by Jornbon. Has McLaren made a mistake? Duffy and Bjorn. That is Twitch Caxel that made another mistake and went to the back. Sean and the RB. The Williams and the RB up towards turn 3. And look at this. The Alpine goes up the inside. And Dennis, with a lunge for his life, goes up the inside. And maybe he regrets that move just a little bit as A Fixter and B right go through. And that was very optimistic from the Belgian driver. And Banter Brandon Asters, Mr. Reese is there. Incredible that Mr. Reese, the silver driver, is still in contention for a podium here in Bahrain. Yeah, no problem, mate. So 3 seconds for him. But I can't wait. Here comes Dennis. Remember, the race winner and driver of the day receive a Discord profile picture decoration. We've already seen 2 drivers in Bahrain, in Qatar get decorations. We've seen 2 drivers in Vegas get decorations, and now we're going to see 2 drivers in Bahrain get decorations. Who will be your driver of the day? Who would you vote for driver of the day? Here comes Banter Brandon on Sean. And once again, these two are just not letting it be. Asters, the man from Ireland, is going to go for the double overtake. And the Red Bull driver from P4 to P2. And now Banter Brandon and Sean are going to be battling for podiums. Never mind P2. Mr. Reese is there and thereabouts. He's being very patient, is the RB driver. Then you've got B. Wright and Dennis is on the back of him. These two know each other very well. A fixtures there. Nate Clark's lost a bit of time. He's still got Jormon on the back of him. Back on board with the front four. XD Paco is 5 seconds clear. He's in a world of his own. But Astor's, Banter Brandon, Sean and Mr. Reese all still battling for that podium. Twitch Caxley's gone off the track and onto the gravel. I don't know how he's gone off at turn 14 and 15. Here comes Sean on Banter Brandon. Up the inside goes the Williams. The RB will get his foot down earlier. Twitch Caxel calls it a day. Into the pit lane he goes. Banter Brandon is thrown Sean. But the Williams will come back up the inside in towards turn 11. They are holding on. Remember, Banter Brandon on the medium, Sean on the hards. Them tyres are going to start to make a huge difference soon. He's tapping him up the back. And that could have ended in disaster for the two drivers. Sean just not giving him any breathing room. Here he comes to the right-hand side. He's going to go for that double overtake. As the drivers, he's going to surely lift off. He wants that DRS. He does. He'll go at the inside. And Astor's just about leaving him enough room to say, I don't really want you there, but I'll let you be there. Here comes Banter Brandon with that DRS. Sean will have it as well. Astor's will be a sitting duck. Dennis is from B. Right, the Alpine on the Sauber. But now here comes Banter Brandon, and Astor's defended incredibly well. Sean will try and make the move down in towards turn 2. And Sean goes up the inside of the Irishman. And the Red Bull goes off track, and now Banter Brandon will capitalise. The two RBs in P3 and P5. Mr. Reese just watching all this unfold. Patience is a virtue for him. Dennis, A fixture, B right in that kick Sauber. No safety car now. Nave Clark 3 seconds. Banter Brandon on the back of Sean still. Jormon on the back of Nave Clark. The DRS from P2 all the way down to P8 after 23 laps here in Bahrain. What a race this has been. Look at the DRS train here. This is fantastic. You can see all the cars in the distance. And whose race is it? We just don't know. So, Banter Brandon in P2, P3, sorry, Pete Sean in P2 in the Williams. Astor's in P4, Mr. Reese in P5. Then comes Dennis in the Alpine, who made that lunge. He's caught back up. And then A fixed in the Aston Martin, can see him in the distance. B right, Nave Clark just about outside DRS, but now here comes Jormon in the Aston Martin, just backs out. He thinks better of it. He don't want to go for the move yet. Here comes Banter Brandon on Sean. He'll get that DRS. Rear wing is open. He'll burn a little bit of that battery, probably saving most of it actually for the end of this Grand Prix. The RB, is he going to back out or is he going to go at the inside? He does. Here comes Astor's and Dennis, the Alpine driver, will try and make another move. The Alpine on the Red Bull, they go wheel to wheel. Here comes Dennis and Astor's and the Belgian driver on the Irishman. It is the Belgian that battles out on top. So now he sees the top two in front of him, and it is Banter Brandon in P2. And so XD Paco is way clear now. He's got this in the bag. Here comes A fixture on Mr. Reese. And Mr. Reese has pretty much been left alone for the majority of this race. And A fixture is now starting to put him under pressure. Mr. Reese, Astor's, Dennis, Sean, Banter Brandon, all for the podiums. All potentially for driver of the day. Banter Brandon currently in at P2. Then comes Sean, Dennis, Astor's, Mr. Reese, A fixture, B right. Jormon is trying to catch up, but he's got to contend with Nave Clark in that papaya McLaren behind him. But look at this DRS train. 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 7 tenths, 6 tenths, 3 tenths, 3 tenths. It is fantastic. Now here comes Sean. XD Pack was pitted. XD Pack was pitted with 4 laps to go. What is going on? Why would he do that? He would have won a Discord. Oh, did he already get one? So it doesn't matter if he wins. Here comes Dennis. And they are going down in towards turn 1. This is for the race lead. The Alpine of Dennis on Sean. Sean comes back at him. The Williams is squabbling. This is for the race lead here in Bahrain. Banter Brandon watches him. Dennis will have the inside line going up towards turn 3. Sean goes out wide. Dennis goes up the inside. Banter Brandon watches this unfold in front, hoping that they have a tangle up. Through turn 5 they go. Still wheel to wheel are the Alpine and the Williams. Banter Brandon will come and make his move. Up the inside goes the RB. And Dennis is now the race leader. Sean and Banter Brandon still having to come in together. down towards turn 10. The Alpine goes into turn 10 in the lead. Here comes Banter Brandon. He'll get a better exit on the Williams. What about tyres? And Dennis and Sean are both on the hards. Asters is still there. Mr. East, A fixed to B right. Wow, this is now for the lead as XD Paco did pit. I've got a feeling that XD Paco's already got a Discord profile picture decoration from one of the races, so it doesn't matter if he wins because he won't get another one, obviously. So that's why I think he's pitted, you know. So here we go. Sean will open that rear wing and catch back up to Dennis. 3 laps to go. Banter Brandon is there. So is Asters. Mr. Reese. What about B right and A Fixter? B right in the Sauber on the Aston Martin. Down in towards turn 1. And the Sauber driver will try to go in front, but it is Mr. Reese that picks up a time penalty, and A Fixter stays in front of B right. They are close. They're very close. B right is not giving him an inch here, and he'll go back up the inside of turn 3. He snaps it, hits the side of the Aston Martin. I'm very lucky to still be in this race. Here comes Sean, 1/10 behind the Alpine of Dennis. Oh, really, Caxel? That might have been why, though, but he won't win the race from there. Actually, tell a lie, he's only 4 seconds behind the DRS train. From P1 to P9 is in a DRS train. Here comes Sean with the old switcheroo, DRS enabled, and the Williams driver will take the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Now here comes Banter Brandon in the RB. Wheel to wheel once more go Dennis and Sean. And it is the Alpine. And look at this, Banter Brandon is there. He's trying to make a move and go up to P2. Dennis wants this victory. But so does Brandon, so does Asters, even Mr. Reese. What a battle we are witnessing. Sean will be the sitting duck down in towards turn 1. Asters is making a move. He's using that battery and up to P3. He goes in front of Banter Brandon. Banter Brandon will switch it back. Dennis will go back into the lead surely with that DRS. Asters will use his battery. Banter Brandon's saving it. Dennis is also using his battery. Sean is saving his. But it will be Dennis that goes into the lead. XD Paco sets the fastest lap. And now here comes the RB up the inside. This is incredible. The Red Bull and the RB. It is Asters that is into the podiums. But going back into the lead, it is Dennis that is through on the Williams and retains that P1 position for now. So Sean and Dennis nearly tangling wheels. Look at this. This is for P1 and P2. Banter Brandon will try and go up the inside of Asters. The RB driver does go up the inside. And look at the front two. Here comes Sean. He'll go down. Did he reach the line behind Dennis? Will he also get DRS? And I think Dennis got hit by Asters in the Red Bull behind. I've got a feeling that, no, he didn't. The Alpine got the DRS. Now here comes Dennis. He will try and stay behind him. Asters is trying to have a little peek up the inside. You've got the RB there as well. This is so close with 2 laps remaining. So Dennis in P2. Where is XD Paco? He's already back in the DRS train. This is phenomenal from XD Paco. He's on fresh softs till the end of this Grand Prix. So Sean will be the sitting duck once more as we head on to lap 28. 2 laps remaining. And DRS from P1 to P9. XD Paco is now up to P7 as he goes past B right. Here comes Dennis in the Alpine up the inside of the Williams. And the Belgian driver will go back into the lead. Here comes Asters up the inside. They touch again. Banter Brandon will make the move on Asters and go up to P3. Sean is back through on Dennis. XD Paco is for an A Fixter. And that is B right that goes off and into the wall. Dennis up the inside into turn 3. XD Paco is just slamming his way through the grid. And already up to P4 with 2 laps to go. Sean and Dennis squabbling once more for the race lead. But XD Paco is going to find himself right back at the front. Dennis and Sean. XD Paco lunges through Banter Brandon and also gets through Sean. And the Alpine driver is back up to P2. Sean will go up the inside of the driver on the fresh softs. What a strategy that was for XD Paco. And that is XD Paco that returns to the lead. Oh, and then Sean tries to go to the inside. He has a huge snap. Banter Brandon goes through. So does Asters. Remember, if you've already won a profile decoration, we'll give it to the next best driver. Sean is now down to P5. Not where he wanted to be, going on to the very last lap. Dennis wants to stay with XD Paco. He will keep that DRS though, Dennis. Banter Brandon is there, so is Asters. Sean makes a lunge on Asters, and that might have not been the best decision that he just made. Asters is in P5, and now here comes a fixture from out of nowhere up to P5. And Dennis will get the DRS on XD Paco, and that means that it's sort of neutralised the grid, and the McLaren goes lunging up the inside. And Sean, from P1 on this grid, is now down to P7. He makes up another position as Nate Clark and Mr. Reese. It gets tasty between them. Sean is now up to P5 as he makes the move on the Aston Martin. He leaves a fix to the space, but he has got the grip to put his foot down straight away. Dennis is only 4 attempts behind XD Paco. His only opportunity is going to be coming out of turn 10. Asters in the Red Bull has lost 2 positions. He goes back up the inside. The final lap here in Bahrain, and it couldn't have been any better if we asked. So XD Paco, the race leader, 7 attempts in front of his teammate of Dennis on the penultimate lap here in Bahrain. Banter Brandon has lost that bit of time. Remember, he's on the mediums. He did so well to stay with them. But that XD Paco coming back through the grid just neutralised the battle that we were seeing. Nave Clark on Asters. Who is going to be your driver of the day? Here comes a fixture on Sean. It could be a fixture again, but we're not going to do that. We can't give it to the same driver twice, even though he probably would have got driver of the day. Here comes Asters on a fixture. He's up to P5. Dennis will come through, but it is going to be XD Paco. Here comes McLaren and the Red Bull. XD Paco wins in Bahrain. Dennis takes P2. Asters has lost a few places. Banter Brandon takes the podium. Sean takes P4. A fixture takes P5. Mr. Reese Yornborn comes through to take P8. B-Right will come through in the side, but his teammate have done Dedge in P11. The fireworks ignite for a fantastic race. We've seen fireworks on track, we've seen fireworks off track. We couldn't have asked for a better Grand Prix. Well done to all the drivers. What is he in skills tomorrow? I was just wondering. Right, so there we have it on the podium. XD Paco. In the Alpine, in P2 is Dennis. In P3 is Banter Brandon. The Netherlands, Belgium and England all celebrate victories of the podium here in Bahrain. Remember, exclamation mark Discord if you do want to join. We will be having another event race next weekend. What a Grand Prix that was. That was brilliant. So XD Paco is your race leader, race winner with the fastest lap as well. Dennis takes P2 and Banter Brandon takes the podium in P3. Sean takes P4, A Fixter takes P5. Could have potentially probably got driver of the day again today, but we're going to give it to a different person each Grand Prix. Nave Clark in P6, Asters in P7, Yornborn P8, Mr. Reese again P9, B-Right in P10, Don Dedge in P11, Bjorn in P12, Duffy in P13, Kevin Gamer in P14. Kevin did really well to finish the Grand Prix, actually. Really well done from the Northern Irishman. But yeah, what a Grand Prix, what a race. That is exactly how you battle on track. Exclamation mark Discord in the chat if you do want to come and join. It's been a brilliant, brilliant Grand Prix. It always is. But we'll have another race before Christmas. So we'll do another event, we'll announce it. But yeah, come and join the Discord if you do want to come and race. But thank you all so much for watching. It's been a fantastic Grand Prix. Thank you to the drivers. Well done to the drivers as well. Brilliant to watch. And thank you all for tuning in. I think we had, through all the platforms, nearly 50 viewers for the majority of the race. I know we had like 30 for the majority of the race just on Twitch. So yeah, it was brilliant. Thank you so much. But yeah, guys, if you do want to come and race, come and join Formula 7 Racing. And we'll get you racing. We're going to do another event next week. So make sure you check out announcements for that. But yeah, have a good week, everybody.